Wanstead suffered a great injustice. They, and by extension we, were robbed of a magnificent mansion, one of the finest in England, not a mile from where we are today. I say robbed because this mansion, Wanstead House, was knocked down for scrap to pay for the extravagant living of the husband of the owner of the house, Lady Catherine Tylney. She was clever, witty, beautiful and stylish. She also ignored all the suitors in England, including royalty, to marry for love. Bad luck for her. She married William Wellesley Pole, the nephew of the heroic Duke of Wellington. In just 10 years of marriage, William had frittered away Catherine's fortune. Wanstead House was knocked down. Catherine's love was betrayed in the most humiliating manner imaginable. It broke her heart. The people of Wanstead never got a chance to call William Pole-Tylney-Long-Wellesley to account. But today we do have that chance. We are going to decide in this court of public opinion whether he is innocent or guilty. At this point, can we please rehearse our responses? If we find him innocent, can we have this response? If, however, we find him guilty, having said that, of course, this is a court. This is a proper court. We'll do things properly here. I would at this point like to thank historian and author Geraldine Roberts, who's sitting over there, whose magnificent book, The Angel and the Cat, was published earlier this year. She has written the script for today's proceedings. And playing our judge, we have His Eminence Mark Stevens, and John Rogers is playing Wicked William. Although, of course, as I say, we are in post. So, ladies and gentlemen, this session of the Court of Public Opinion is now open.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the final day of the case. The people of Wanstead, you, ladies and gentlemen, against William Pole-Tylney-Long-Wellesley, MP, 4th Earl of Mornington, an Irish title. Mr. Wellesley shall be sentenced and punished as this court sees fit. I am Chief Justice and I am presiding. William Wellesley, you face numerous charges in the name of decency, justice and the honour of the fair Catherine. Mr. Wellesley, how do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty, of course!
Little people, you've got to be on my side, I'm the good guy. I will now provide a summing up of the case. Your sweet, your fragrant, your virtuous wife.
This trial is complete poppycock!
I will not
Oh, get on with it then, damn it!
Kindly mind your language. As I was saying, Catherine, your sweet, your fragrant, your virtuous wife, was the richest heiress in Regency England. She had numerous admirers, including King William IV, who proposed to her not once, not twice, not 7, but 8 times. But she turned down the opportunity to be Queen of England, to be married to you.
That's why she chose me! Catherine loved me! Who could blame her? Look at me! I'm gorgeous! Did you know my nickname is Mr. Longpole? I'm sure you can work out why. I've got a very long name and pole is in the middle of my name. irresistible.
Irresistible indeed. Catherine gave up a great deal to marry you. She could have been queen. You have treated her shamelessly and squandered her entire fortune in less than a decade. What do you have to say in your defence?
Squandering money is not a crime. I mean, just look at all those bankers, The finest men in Britain are bankrupt. Prince Regent himself is bankrupt. And 50
Order in the court. Mr. Wellesley, you are also charged with the destruction of Wanstead House, the most magnificent private residence in Britain. This noble mansion once stood less than half a mile from this very spot. It rivaled royal palaces and was known as the English Versailles. Tourists arrived in their droves to admire the splendid architecture and gardens. Yet you instructed that that glorious building should be dismantled, brick by brick, stone by stone, and sold off for scrap. What say you in your defence?
I needed the money. I was flat broke, but I have no regrets. I was the talk of the town. My dazzling parties were legendary. Wanstead became a hotspot for the rich and famous. London's glitterati drove their swanky carriages along this very high street. High street, don't worry about that. You should all be thanking me for making Wanstead famous.
Mr. Wellesley.
You people are the scum of the earth. And again, you do it again. Now I'm supposed to call you the scum of the earth.
Yeah! Need a bucket! Felix, sit down. Felix, sit down. Felix.
Felix, stop!
No, not yet, please.
Remember that my name is Wellesley, or Wellesley.
Madeline.
The Duke of Wellington
Come
is
away
my
from her,
uncle. He is the saviour of this country. In fact, he liberated the whole of Europe from Napoleon and from tyranny. He would be appalled by the injustice of this trial. I demand that you scumbags, that's a bit harsh, I demand that you people release me immediately.
Order in the court. Mr. Wellesley, kindly moderate your language and demeanour, or I'll clap you in irons. You may be used to the clap, but not the irons. And answer the charges against you.
Look, I admit I ruined my wife's fortune, but that is not illegal. The law states that a husband has absolute power over his wife, I'm sure the men here will agree, and may do as he wishes.
But a man has a duty to treat his family with care and respect.
I have not broken the law, so why am I on trial?
You are on trial because the people of Wanstead are much aggrieved. Are you much aggrieved?
Yes!
The big house provided pleasure and employment to this community. If it was still standing, it would be a tourist attraction for visitors far and wide, and perhaps would even be a royal palace.
If it was still standing, it would be owned by a Russian oligarch. You think we had to go watch dogs over there? And yes, King William IV, but she chose to marry me. A decision she never regretted. No, not even for a moment. Not for 1 moment.
That's not my understanding of the situation. This court has heard how you tormented your sweet wife, how you broke her heart. She was particularly devastated when you moved your mistress into the family home. Ultimate betrayal. What say you?
Hang him!
You haven't got to the hanging bit.
I deny these charges. I always treated my wife with affection. All the witnesses in this case have been liars and slanderers. They're all guilty of the grossest perjury.
Sit down there, I'm very disappointed.
And why should your testimony be
Sit down there and be
believed?
quiet.
20 witnesses, no fewer than 20 witnesses have sworn on the Holy Bible that you mistreated your wife and had numerous other women.
Obviously, I'm telling the truth because I'm an Englishman and a gentleman. Although you did call me Irish. You cannot trust the lower classes, especially the lower classes of Wanstead, and particularly the middle classes of Wanstead.